good morning, and my name remains Israeli Beleme this morning. And how are you doing today? And how is the environment? How was the night? And we are wishing you best of luck for today. Today we are going to bring to you our regular newspaper review. We'll be reviewing some top newspaper headlines. With me today to discuss this also our regular analyst Alhaji Abdul Malik Mustafa. Alhaji,
good morning.
Good morning, and how
good morning, viewers.
Good morning and good morning, viewers. Thank you. So first, on our front page today that we're going to discuss will be on Daily Trust. In Daily Trust in the paper, we have on the headline: Federal government says U.S. terror alerts irresponsible as security beef up at National Assembly. Security beef up at National Assembly. Let's just discuss that. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's obvious that the federal government has downplayed the terror alerts because after yesterday's meeting with the president, the National Security Advisor General Mongodo came out to say that the level of threat alert issued by the US and UK, that it doesn't warrant, that the security situation in the country doesn't warrant that kind of level of security threat alert. Well, I see it this way, that the government is trying to douse the tension. That is to calm the fear in Nigerians. Already the economy is not moving too well, and now we are not talking about the insecurity to the magnitude of foreign countries issued restriction to their citizens within Nigeria. Eventually it will affect way of life. For instance, just like we saw on Sunday, whereby churches decided to adjust. Some of the churches decide to do online worshiping instead of people going to the church to do their normal worshiping. But eventually it will affect so many things, and that is exactly what the federal government is try to douse the tension, or to make sure that Nigerians are not, to reduce that panicking situation. That is exactly what the authority here is doing. Already arrests have been made. If arrests have been made based on the security alert, why is the government trying to say that it doesn't warrant to that extent of that? So that is the situation.
I think what the government is trying to do is the panic.
Yes, the panic,
and also evacuating the citizens from our country.
But whether we like it or not, there is a threat already, whereby the security agencies are acting on it.
What some people say that I read a comment yesterday. Somebody said even in the UK, US, there is
security threat.
Attack, yeah.
Yes,
they have more incidents than us.
Well, those countries, they don't seem to bother. Whether you like it or not, you now discover that what these developed nations are trying to do is that the security situation over in their country too is they are dealing with the insecurity in their own way, but not to our own extent here, whereby let's not forget that we have a serious security issue on our hand, which is the Boko Haram terrorism, whereby it has become an international concern. And that is within that context now that you now discover that they now issue this security alert, whether it's coming from the regular terrorists, which is the Boko Haram ISWAP that we know, or it's coming from external plotters, we don't know. But what the government is trying to do here is seeing that situation of saying, look, it has not come to that extent whereby you issue that threat, whereby Nigerians and even the foreign nationals living in Nigeria will be panic. You understand? That is exactly what they are doing. But instead of indulging in that, I would say that government should look inward to say, okay, if there's anything that have not done right, they should be able to do it right, because this is a wake-up call, not something that government will now see it as a slap on them. But this is government. Government must act like a government, and that is exactly what they are doing. And that is why you now see the National Security Advisor is trying to issue a rejoinder to the US Embassy and the UK Embassy here.
Right, to join us on this conversation, please, if you're watching us for the first time, do not forget to follow us on our social media handle, and also read more about Aspheric on our news website, and also call on our notes on our number displayed on the screen just in front of you. Facebook is official at Aspheric, and Instagram is Aspheric News. Our Twitter handle remain Aspheric News. do not forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Also, do not forget to click on the notification to enable you know when we are live, so you can join us. Also, read more about Aspheric News on www.asphericnews.com. And also, in case you want to get in touch with us on WhatsApp or call, do not forget to call on us on +234 9999 8117. I repeat, +234 9999 8117. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust newspaper says on the front page, Buhari to police, be neutral during 2023 poll. I sold my property to give 3,000 students foreign scholarship. Kwankwaso. You know, Kwankwaso is a
NNPP candidate.
That should be a strategy.
Yeah.
But I wonder how will he have to sell his property to now to give scholarship. He was a governor. He's a senator. You were a governor for 8 years. Yeah. You are now a lawmaker. Yeah, why have to sell a property to give scholarship for 300 person? Because
he has this scholarship scheme for the Kano indigents, right from when he was the governor of the state, and some of the students became stranded while in India and other foreign countries after his tenure. So, and I believe that is what he's saying, that he has to sell his property to continue to fund them. And so far, those beneficiaries of his scholarship, they have been coming out to say them, look, to speak good about him. We have seen pilots, we have seen doctors, we have seen engineers, we have seen lawyers that benefited from his scheme, and they came out to in solidarity with him. Well, politician. This is a politician. He's a terrible politician. I believe that he has been nurturing this ambition of becoming running for president for a very long time. So it's a long time ambition. So whereby he has been doing all these things, whether he's doing it for the benefit of mankind or he has a political interest. That is what we don't know. But whatever we like, there are beneficiaries, and those beneficiaries, they have already benefited. Whether he succeeds in his political aspiration, that is left for Nigerians.
So do you think that the Buhari instruction, the president's instruction, will be honored by the Nigerian police in 2023 election?
Well,
because over the years there is this accusation that
police are involved,
that being paid and all of that.
The president who is the commander-in-chief has done what is expected on his own, right from
to the point that last election, I think it was army that had to step out to for proper
security election. No, over some time you now discover that we in our election here, each time there is an election, there's this joint collaboration between the armed military and the police, and even the paramilitary to join. Well, but everything about election security is within the purview of the police, and that is exactly why President Buhari is giving the order to the police to ensure that there is free and fair election, and they shouldn't meddle into it. Well, the role that the police will play in an election is critical, is crucial. If the police want a free and fair election, they should be neutral, and that is exactly what the President Buhari is trying to remind them. We want a free and fair election in 2023. How the police decide to go about it is entirely about their own function, and it's entirely the function or how the IGP then decide to say, look, gentlemen, all the commissioners, the DIGs, and whoever are involved in the election monitoring and policing, they should ensure a credible and free and fair election without meddling into it, without like we saw. Is it in 2014 whereby it's being alleged that the military and the police connived to rig out a particular candidate? We don't want to see that in 2023. 2023 election is very crucial. It's very critical. The police should play a neutral role, and that is exactly what President Buhari has just said.
Okay, so and still on the Daily Trust newspaper, we have dollar scarcity hits. BDC sells at 818
naira
per dollar. Naira depreciated by 53 in 5 days as parallel market. Nigeria rushed to deposits of local currency. As we said it earlier.
We said it yesterday. I don't think the CBN put into consideration the economic implication behind it. Perhaps Their information is
but
just...
it has to be done.
Well, it has been done.
Yes.
At what consequences? You just have to like look at the cost-benefit analysis of whatever policy you are going to embark on. Now you are now seeing that it's 818 naira per dollar. If it's remain like this uncontrollably, you will now discover that it will hit 1,000. And when it hits it to 1,000, the implication behind it is that Nigeria is a consumer nation. We produce virtually, we don't expect nothing here. The only thing that we export, the only tangible thing that we export from here is oil. And even in that oil contest, we now discover that we export the crude oil and we import the refined. You understand? So that is the problem. So I believe that it's ill timing. The time that they are going to embark on this redesigning of the naira is ill timing. Somehow a rash decision.
What will it be in the festive season?
Festive season, and the election too is coming. You understand?
All right. For government, Lagos investment in Lekki port to generate 287 trillion. Lekki, that should be Lekki
Deep Sea.
Yes. So, Ebola, Nigerian at high risk. Ebola
is coming back again. Why will we say Nigeria is we are praying people. We believe in God and we pray about it, but we shouldn't go about only prayer alone. NCDC should do what all it takes so that we will not record the incidents of Ebola again. You recall that in 2014 we had that here, and the Ministry of Health and the then government and the NCDC, they played a crucial role, and eventually it was controlled. And when it's controlled and it went out like that, but you now see up to now it's still revolving around Uganda and some other country within the Central African Republic. We pray it shouldn't get to us here, because Nigeria is a country whereby it's there's highly density, then with a population density. With our kind of a population, that is why it's always we are always prone to such epidemic or pandemic.
Our next newspaper headline to discuss this morning will be on the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper, we have in shock credible pool, Buhari tells politics. We had it in the previous rep panel accused oil firm of tax eviction. Then we also saw a picture of in Nation we saw a picture of the current governor of Rivers State and his counterparts, Abia State, Enugu State, Enugu State, Benue State, and Oyo State governors. These are 5G governors that
are pro-Wike and against
Atiku. Yes, practical governors, and they are also saying that notices on yet on who to vote as presidency. That's what the Mike said. Is there any strategy is there any game they are trying to play? Like they're trying to. Is there a surprise that they?
I believe I don't see a possibility of the 5 governors decide to say that they are throwing their support behind any particular candidate. I don't see that coming, because already Choima of Oyo, as at 2 days ago on Sunday, yesterday, he spoke and he said, look, he is going to back and stand by the position of Afenifere by supporting Tinubu. That he has said his own. And if you recall, if you recall the comment and remarks from Governor Tom of Benue, who is one of the arrowhead of Wike's group, he has been talking about saying some good things about Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. So eventually, I see a possibility of everybody going his own separate way, but they will still remain pro-Wike.
So that would be an individual decision made.
Yes.
So just choose whatever you want to vote.
Choose whatever you want, but outside the PDP.
Outside PDP. But you can still vote. You are free to vote PDP as well.
I don't, because they have if you watch out very well, like somebody like Otom, he has been hitting Atiku lately. He has been hitting him off. Recently, he even said that, look, Atiku there's no difference between Atiku and Meeti Allah, meaning that, you know, his state has been facing this serious problem between Fulani and his people. So he now categorized Atiku in the same manner with Meeti Allah, meaning I don't see any of them coming out to say, okay, well, I'm going to support Atiku.
We also have Tinubu Adibanjo under fire over Southwest stand.
Ayo Adebanjo, all along he has been speaking out. He said Afenifere is behind the Labour Party presidential candidate, and recently, yes, there's a faction now. So and he is now Fasorantin, who has endorsed Tinubu and even gave him that blessing. He has said that, look, I'm the head of the Afenifere, that whoever is speaking for Afenifere is speaking for himself, individual self, but not Afenifere. And so far, let's watch and see. Eventually, whether Afenifere can play any decisive role is what we don't know. Recall that in 2014, 2015, Afenifere stood behind then President Goodluck Jonathan. Eventually, Jonathan was still defeated. So I see a different ball game come 2023.
Let's to discuss this morning also. Let's look at this day newspaper. We still have NSA Nigeria not under any 13 sense of insecurity. That was
what
NSA said yesterday. So they're not on them. And the presidency also instructed the police to have a free and fair election, peaceful election. So police must remain
neutral.
The police must remain applicable in short, peaceful 2022 poll. That is on this day newspaper. Let's look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper we have on the Punch newspaper we have marketers protest 185 liters fuel threatening strike.
You know, this up to now, I don't think that the federal government has gotten it right, because this issue of this fuel scarcity and independent marketers action here and there, protests here and there, whereby it will affect the distribution of fuel, affect even the supply of fuel. And eventually, who suffers is the Nigerians suffer it. The Nigerians bear the brunt. At the end of the day, let's not forget that already we are dealing with the issue of scarcity in Abuja and some cities around the country, of which there is a new, whether it's official or not official, at least we can all see that some places therefore adjust their pump, and some places they now hike the fuel. Government, they should look into this thing. If the cost of landing of the fuel is not feasible, it's not feasible, what are we talking about? They should take that decisive decision now to say, okay, look, this is how to solve the problem, and they should go about it with all seriousness. I know election is around the corner, and government will not like to do something that will affect their own party, so they would like to postpone it. But all this cats and mouse situation, whereby today is this, tomorrow they'll come out and say a flood, next tomorrow is like that. We should stop it. We should tell ourselves the truth. Government should own up and do what is right at the now.
All right, still on the Punch newspaper, federal government reassured Nigerians push back against US and UK. Foreign minister to warn ambassadors against alarming adversaries. Terror alerts, irresponsible, go about your normal business. Security chief, that's security chief NSA yesterday. Transcorp Hotel set a new security protocol. FCT police meet hotel operators.
It's still part of the preemptive measures.
Also applicate to churches as well.
Yes.
There will be new protocol. Also applicate to elder estate as well.
Yes.
And if these are already secured environment, what happened in those locality where there's no security? So what happened?
Well,
but that's where the crime is being committed.
Yeah,
after Kuje, where there's no estate.
Yeah.
What do you think about something?
I believe that the bad guys will not like to inhabit in a slum area, because already slums is the area that all the security agencies will now put their eyes on to say, okay, they can go and pick them out. Although we're not trying to say that, look, to rule it out, to say they are not living there. They are living there too. This security situation, this alert now, it doesn't start now. Start from a month ago. I think the police and the DSS and the army, they say they have made some arrests down there in Dede, whereby about 8 Boko Haram suspects were picked from there. And even recently, they say they picked 2. One from Katampe and the other one is from Maraba. All these are slum area whereby we expect those bad guys to inhabit. But far from that, we saw how a particular estate within Abuja was being raided by DSS, and arrest was made. DSS, in collaboration with the American Marines, were raided, and 2 brothers were said to have been arrested from there. So it's a time of concern for everybody. It's a time for a wake-up call that, look, all the security agencies, they should put their head together in collaboration with the churches, hotels, and the organized private sector within Nigeria and Abuja in particular, to make sure that this security threat does not see the light of the day. We should nip it in the bud so that everyone living in Abuja, everyone living within Nigeria here the life should be safeguarded by all.
All right, the next to discuss this morning was also, let's look at the Vanguard newspaper. So Vanguard newspaper, we have UK-US terror alert, undermined situations not so bad. Not so bad, NSA. Then we also have PDP will win all elections in Rivers. Atiku victory or certainty. My problem is that what is the fraction? What is the biggest problem within the former governors and Atiku? Is it just for Ayo to resign, the PDP chairman to resign? So because the Atiku is not the PDP national chairman, he's a candidate, pure candidate, and they all emerge, and he also pay him a cost if they visited us. So they also have an agreement, but because he's taking it too far.
Well, I believe that the Governor Nyesom Wike, His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike, is aggrieved in the sense that it's not only about the primary election that was held. It's about the manner Atiku now relegated him and picked Ifeanyi Okowa. And he did not only pick him. It's like the statement that Atiku made at the unveiling of Okowa is like an insult on the personality of Nyesom Wike. He categorically stated that Governor Okowa has all the presidential qualities that he won't be afraid to, like, if he's not around, Okowa can stand in for him as the president, and even beyond, Okowa can become the president of Nigeria. Meaning, it's an insult on the personality of Wike, and that is why Wike is not taking it lightly at all. And it's so far now, it has gone beyond Ayu should go, because if you look at it very well, Ayu is like the head of the PDP. Being head of the PDP, every other structures within the PDP is under his supervision. If Ayu should go, who is going to take over from him? Is this somebody that Atiku decided to nominate? So that is the situation here now. And Atiku has been saying that, look, if Ayu will go, it should be the law of the party that will determine if Ayu will go or not. Well, it's not only about Ayu going. If Ayu should go, the problem will still remain. So that is why you did discover that Atiku on his own, he is not making any statement regarding to that, but he still continuing with his campaign here and there, of which Wike is not too comfortable with it. Wike is saying that, look, he's not going to be party to the campaign. And I believe that, from our observation, what he had wanted is, by the time he decided not to be part of it, and the other governors, the other 4 governors, since they are not part of it, the campaign train of Atiku should be completely down. But so far, so good. Atiku has not been able to be way down, although the election will determine. So that is why you now discover that Governor Nyesom Wike is continue to talk every day, and he will continue to play that opposition role while remaining within the PDP, and that is exactly what he's doing.
All right, so we still have one in the Vanguard newspaper. We have terrorists kidnap 10 in Zamfara, demand 20 million ransom. We also have 2023 poll. You should remain politically neutral. Buhari test policy. We've discussed that already. And one of the important one is energy transition. Energy transition. Federal government seeing global support for Nigerians at 1.9 trillion US dollars plan.
Well, it's all about economy. It's all about how to rejig the economic and still deepen our economic stability. Well, it's the government is doing what it believes is the best within the economic limit, but so far you now discover that we have this economic shock whereby it's a global thing whereby due to the war in Ukraine and the pandemic, we have not been able to recover fully before the war in Ukraine started. So it's a terrible time, and I believe the government should be able to carry Nigerians along to tell us exactly what is happening. If we are in the know of what is happening, everybody will adjust and everybody will now believe the government. But a situation whereby they keep on they score and rate themselves high in one area, and at the end of the day, they would like to push the blame here and there. And that is why Nigerians too will not accept that. That is what we are dealing with here. If not, the government is doing its best to make sure that everything is working perfectly well.
And this part to discuss is Daily Sun newspaper. Daily Sun newspaper, we have Abuja terrorism alert. Federal government confirms suspect arrest. U.S. says security concerns raised by U.S. and U.K. being addressed.
That is what we have said. We have said it before.
Talked about that. Okay. Buhari won police against unprofessional conduct during the election. That was still at the Sun newspaper. Atiku mocked Tinubu over visit of friend. Now, let's look at the Nigerian political sector. If over the week, you've seen the beginning of the campaign, there was so much chaos, they were attacking each other, but now they've gone beyond attacking each other. Everybody have not dropped their manifestos, and people are beginning to, focus on what they want to do for Nigerians, also to how to convince Nigerians on what they want. Now, let's compare the APC administrations and also the incoming administration. What legacy do you think that this present government will leave behind, and what do you think that will be the major challenge? What the next administration will face?
Well, so far we cannot completely say the present administration did not fare well. They did very well in terms of infrastructural development. We have seen the Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge line, which was like a virgin land forest, was tiered, and it started and they completed within the lifetime of the administration, which is spectacular. We'll give kudos to the administration for that. They started it and they completed it. That is in the aspect of railway transportation. Then we see the other aspect, which is the construction of roads here and there. We have the Lagos-Ibadan road, which it has been a problem all this while. They have been able to started it, and I believe that it's coming on stream too. Then is the second Niger bridge too, which is already, they have already completed it, and it's ready for commissioning before the Christmas time. I believe that is another area of commendation. Apart from that, again, we now see one way or the other way of keeping the nation intact despite the pandemic and the ongoing war in Ukraine. That is another aspect that will, compared to some other countries that are facing crisis here and there, we give kudos to the government too for that. But when we are talking about the insecurity today, it seems to have lingered beyond the expectation. Prior to the coming of this administration, it was purely Boko Haram problem, and the Boko Haram problem, it was localized to only Borno State and probably Borno and Yobe. But now we have the insecurity of Boko Haram too in Borno, and now we have a situation whereby Northwest too is affected by banditry, and today we have a problem too in Southeast too. So these are the security challenges that I believe that the next administration will inherit this problem and will continue with it. Then the aspect of the economy too, which the present administration has not been able to do well in the economy, and the next administration will still inherit the problem of the economy. Again, apart from that, we now discover that there is this polarization, that whether we like it or not, this divide between North and South, which has been exacerbated due to the manner the present administration decided to run or pick appointments here and there. You have certain feeling within Southeast that feel that they have been marginalized politically in terms of appointment. That is another problem too that the next administration will still inherit.
So We have a sad news for you, Nigerians and the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Earlier hour this morning, we had a sad news from the family of Adeleke, and Adeleke announces the death of their 3-year-old grandchild. Adeleke family announced the death of their 3-year-old grandchild, Mr. Yes, Master Ifeanyi Adeleke, which is the son of Davido Adeleke. Davido Adeleke is a Nigerian and international singer, and also he's a Nigerian and international singer. And he's also my major problem is last month. Yeah. He announced the reunion
between
him and the wife, Choima, yeah. and said it clearly that look, next year we're going to do our marriage proper. And few months later, we have a sad news.
It's really sad. We for now we are not going to talk too much, because what we are hearing from the Lagos axis is that the police has picked all his domestic staff. Well, the story and the rumor that is coming from that angle is that the boy was drowned in the pool, meaning a 3-year child. Why would he be alone, let alone to walk into the pool? You understand? That is the situation, and that is why the police decide to act to say, okay, what they are trying to unravel what happened that led to this young man being drowned in the pool. So who is responsible for his who's supposed to be like his nanny to take care of him? And why would this young man walk from the house 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and nobody noticed that till this boy got into the pool and was drowned? That is the situation. It's a sad thing. As a father, nobody wished to say, okay, you die, your son, you should bury your son. No, nobody wished that. The prayer of every father is to your son to be grown and to bury you, not for you to start burying your son. It's a sad situation. We pray for the repose soul of the young man.
Okay, we have someone on the line. Odo, we are calling you. Odo is in Cross River State. We are calling you. We are live on Aspheric. We want to hear from you. Earlier hour this morning, we had a news about Davido's son's death, and Nigerians are worried, and they are wondering why would that mistake happen, where he has domestic staff and other people
within
the house taking care of the child. What is your take about that? What do you have to say about that, Odo?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that that leads to most of our celebrities, and it's a sad time at this point in time. But at the same time, we need to be very proactive in taking security measures into place. I feel that's the need for things like this smart CCTV that can detect movement at all times. So it's very unfortunate.
So will you blame the domestic staff, or I mean, who is to blame here now? Because according to the report we are getting, we are being informed that the security operative have arrested the domestic staff. So who is to be blamed here now?
Well, I do not understand the security settings in the premises. But at the same time, the primary responsibility of the safety of a child is that of the parent.
No, the news is that the child, Mr. Ifeanyi, was out and he was drowned in the pool, and not just that he was drowned, as somebody were about to rescue. He died inside the pool. So that could have taken like maybe 30 minutes or 60 minutes, or even 1 hour.
Definitely, the child will just call out of the house at that whole time of the night. So probably those involved in the keeping the compound safe are absolutely to blame. Someone should take responsibility.
All right, thank you, Odo. Thank you so much, Odo. Thank you so much for contributing. Thank you. So, but what do you have to say more about that? Because it's really pathetic.
It's a sad situation because Davido is not like this is a very big celebrity, not just within himself alone as a Davido, but from his background, the older Adeleke himself, that is his father, is a billionaire. So it's not like somebody that you said, okay, you have maybe your wife, younger sister at home. No, I believe that that young child that died had a nanny that took care, that was under his custody, and the parents, they went out, they said they are not at home. And how can a boy of 3 years walk out from the house, from the main house, down outside, from outside again down to the pool? Something is wrong somewhere. Something doesn't add up somewhere. I believe that if the house will have a CCTV, the CCTV within the house should be able to give clue to what transpired. If the young man walked freely on his own, how did he walk freely on his own? Who opened the door from the main house for him to like walk out? What happened? We should be able to, like, days to come, or before the end of today, we will know the truth.
But don't you think that because I believe that there is CCTV camera, don't you think that this will affect the relationship between him and Chioma?
Well, it's obvious that the only cord between him and Choima is their child, but we shouldn't forget that, look, there's the relationship between him and Choima first, before Ifeanyi was born. And whenever there's a child between a father and a mother, or a man and a woman, certainly that bond will become much more stronger, and that is the situation here now. You can see now that this boy has died. I don't see a situation whereby this boy's death will affect their relationship. I don't think it will affect their relationship. Let's not forget that just last weekend they were in Ife to see the owner of Ife,
to see the royal blessing,
of which they got the royal blessing towards their marriage. I don't think this death will affect their relationship. Rather, the death will now bring them to closer, because it's the two of them that they are grieving over the death of this boy. I don't think that the death of the boy will bring them down. No, it's they should be able to pull through and bounce back and go ahead with their marriage. Nigerians are watching them. Nigerians, their fans love them. A lot of people love them, and a lot of people will sympathize with them as they are grieving at this very moment. And those people that are grieving with them would love them to still go ahead with their marriage and have more babies. Although Ifeanyi will not come back again, but how they live their life is
it's actually a huge loss from the
a very huge loss
in the family of Adeleke's family. It's a huge loss. But what Nigerians are more concerned is because yesterday there was a controversy between him and other celebrities,
Burna Boy
of that, Burna Boy and all of that. So they comparison. What do you think about that?
Well,
before that, what do you think about that?
Well, this the banter is a usual banter between celebrities. Once in a while, they throw jibes at each other, and that is exactly what happened. It started from Wizkid. Wizkid said his own, and then Burna Boy was like, I'm much more bigger than every one of you. But before I talk about money, I can only talk about money with whoever made $100 million for music in the year 2022. That is soon. And then he now he made reference to Davido. He called Davido like that Davido, like he is an uncle to Davido in terms of music. Of which Davido now said, look, I and Wizkid were ahead of you in terms of music. And he went ahead, he now told him that, look, we are not the one that forced you to sign a contract deal with your music label that made you a slave. That's what he said. So I believe that these are just normal social media banter here and there between celebrities, which has nothing to do with this. But today, most of them, they will stand by him, and I believe that Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, all of them, they will go to there to condone him over the death of his son.
But one of the major problems that people are, if you looked at the Twitter page, you find out that there's so much complaint. Okay, what's someone on the line? We have Onyinye Oka on the line. Onyinye Oka, we are on live on Aspect TV, but we want to hear your view on Davido's son's death, which happened earlier this morning, and it happened to us from our news report. He was drowned in the pool. And there was also a domestic staff. There is a staff that was also in the house to take care of him when the parents were not around. So, what's actually your view in all of this? And what would that be any effect? Would that cause Chioma from? I mean, because the both of them have agreed already that they will do their marriage next year.
With Chioma.
Would that be any? People want to find out opinions. I want to hear opinions. What's your take on that?
Okay. First of all, I want to say my condolences to Davido and Chioma. Then, secondly, the people that the childminder that are supposed to take care of the child. I don't really know much of the circumstances surrounding the event because, everything has not really been brought out. There are still some secrecy, but one thing we know is that the boy was drowned in Davido's pool at his Banana Island.
Yes, of course, yes.
Yes, and they are supposed to, because the parents, that is Choima and Davido, they left for an event at Ibadan. And they left that child with a care, somebody that is supposed to take care of him.
Yes.
And according to reports flying in the air is that child was inside the pool for a long time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Meaning that the child was drowned and nobody noticed. So if there is somebody that is stationed to take care of that child, what happened? Where was the person? What was the person doing? What is the person's work? The person's work is to take care of that child. So what was the person doing? What was the circumstance that they could leave a child for a long time? They didn't see that child and they didn't look for that child. And the child was now inside the pool for a long time, eventually died. Then secondly, houses, even a house that is not up to the video, most houses, or places, they have a pool, they have cover that covers the pool when the pool is not in use. They are usually covers. They have covers that they usually have to cover the pool. Why didn't they have it in that kind of house that they have children? Similar thing happened to the bank.
Exactly. Nigeria are saying the same thing too.
Yes, similar thing happened to the bank and his wife, and their child fell inside the pool and died. When the pool is not in use and when they are kids,
it's meant to be covered.
It is meant to be covered. That was not covered. That's another thing entirely. Then, another thing is, you're talking about whether it's going to affect them. Well, actually, it is a very sad situation. Very, very sad situation. A child that's bonding them together, a child that is bringing joy to them. This is a child that they just had his birthday on the 20th of this month, some few months ago.
Yes.
Yes, so I feel for them, and I know that they really love themselves, and I pray that God will make them, this will make them to even come together more rather than dividing them. For me, I'm wishing them well, and I pray that every other Nigeria and every other person too should also pray for them and wish them well. We shouldn't wish them bad because it's a sad situation. We should wish them well, that God should console them and God should make it to bring them together more and bless them with more children in the future in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Alaji, so you heard what she said. What's your contribution?
This has become like a lead now because this is not the first time. Some years ago, about 5 years ago, another celebrity, the band, had a similar problem of his son too was drawn in the pool, and now we are having this too. Just like Ifeanyi said, once the pool is not in use, that pool should have a cover. We don't know the diameter of the pool. No matter how the diameter of the pool is, no matter how big the large or the big the pool is, at least they should be able to acquire the pool cover and cover it. Although they will say that there are not too many people in the house, even some adults too, they are not. You understand, there are certain limit that you can go into a pool. If you are not used to water, you don't just go into it alone. You must have a pool attendant beside you. A lot of questions that need to be answered. Well, concerning the aspect of the child who is like the bond that bond the two of them, we shouldn't forget that. Look, it was first of all Choima's loving Davido and Davido loving Choima that started and metamorphosed to Ifeanyi's birth. I don't see a possibility of a situation whereby Davido will walk out from the Choima anymore. Rather, the bond will become much more stronger because as they are grieving right now, two of them are in one, in pain, in goodness, and in pain. So as they are,
just hold on, we have someone on the line. We have Amara on the line. Amara, sorry, you are on live on Aspheric. So please, we just want to confirm something from you. Yesterday, earlier this morning, we had an incident that happened with in Davido's house, and Nigeria were in opinion that okay, the relationship, this have come to an end because this is the only son that keep them together. This is a bond between two of them. But you as a celebrity, and as a Nigerian celebrity and influential, so we want to find out from you what's your view on what happened earlier this morning. So, and also we also understand that the child was drowned and he was stayed there for some hours before the incident. They found him in the pool. So what's your view about all of this, please?
I think it's a tragic, and it's a tragic incident that no father or no parent prays for. It's very tragic, but for people to speculate that that would be the end of the relationship shows how shallow some people can be. I don't think that should be the focus right now. The focus should be on the grieving parents who lost their son, and not on whether the relationship will move forward after this incident or not. Grief can cause a lot of things, so we don't know what is next for them, but I think the wound is still too fresh for people to start talking about other irrelevant things right now. The main focus right now is praying that they've come out of this grief and they're able to overcome this tragedy that happened to them. So I think it's a very, very sad situation.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. But let us ask the final question before you leave, please, to take your time. So, what do you think that will be the consequences of the housekeepers? Because we understand that the parents were not around, and there was someone to watch over this kid, over the child. Sorry.
Yeah, I think they should be penalized, especially the nanny, because they are being paid to look after that child. So it was gathered that over 8 persons were in the house at the time this occurred, or even more.
8 persons.
And it's purely negligence. Purely negligence. So they should face the consequences of the law. I don't know if there's a law on negligence, but I'm sure that house is covered with CCTV cameras. So it's left for the police force of Nigeria to do their job. So that's all I can say. But they should face the consequences of their negligence.
All right, thank you so much. Sorry. Before you leave, someone tweeted, or somebody actually said that, it's a plan from other women, other people who actually doesn't want Chioma and Davido to go married together. So it was a plan. So what is your take about that? Why they make that comment? Do you think that somebody must have arranged with someone to ensure that will be done?
I have no comment on
about
that.
Yes.
Yes, I can't say
anything about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, please.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So look at what she said, that the nanny, especially the nanny, because she's being paid, that the nannies must be penalized. Yeah. What's your?
Yeah, we have said this before. We have said already, because a celebrity of Davido's status is a very big celebrity. Apart from him, being a celebrity, his own father is a billionaire. That's to tell us that, look, they can be able to acquire even 100 nannies that will take care of this young man. But it's purely case of negligence, because when you have a pool, or you have other things, apart from the pool, there are some other appliances within the home that the child is not supposed to be exposed to. That is why an elder or an elderly person is supposed to be beside a child always. A situation that this happened as a result of negligence on the part of the people that are being paid to take care of this young man, and they should be able to be paid for their action. By the end of today or tomorrow, the police should be able to come out with their findings regarding what transpired that led to this young man's death. So we shouldn't preempt that. Let's wait for the police and see how they go about their investigation.
Some people have an opinion. Like, if you looked at comment section in Nigeria will say all manner of stuff. Your opinion that, look, it is time for Choima and Davido to go their separate ways, and this is just a division within the of them, that the deed has been done and all of that. So I wonder why people should make such comment at this point where they are bereaved.
Well, let's not forget that, look, Nigeria is like a country whereby over 60% of the population are youthful population, and the active social media user. And if you look at it very well, what is happening on the social media, there are all manner of insensitivity on the social media. I take that some of these comments coming from some social media users as insensitivity on their part. This young man, Davido himself,
is that the human have joined us. Hello, Uncle Dan, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
I'm sorry, please. We're just live for the Aspheric. We just want to add a quick question with, but you're a celebrity, and one of you, which is Davido, lost his son earlier this morning, and people were really concerned. What's their message to Nigerians, and how we should keep our homes, and how we should protect as a celebrity? Because I know you as a celebrity, you spend more time outside because you are busy you're on duty. Spend more time outside, and what's your advice to other celebrities and how Nigerians should keep their home even when they are not around?
It's a very difficult time. I mean, in the first place, no parents should lose their offsprings, no matter how old. So there's no pain that beats that at all, And we can only just hope for the best, and maybe to advise that. Maybe to apply a little more safety in our homes, because I mean, it could have been anything. It could just have been anything. I mean, we're exposed to a lot of things: electric, sharp objects, and all of that. And even the way children play. So it could have just been anything. So we just know, above all, ultimately, to God. It's just God that is just key for safety.
But when you go out so much time, do you get worried most time? How often do you call home? How often do you call your house to find out whether the kids are safe, the mother is safe? Like, how do you feel when you're outside without your family?
It's not even about the call. Like I said, it's just now God's hand everything there.
Yeah.
Now God hand everything there at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. All right, thank you so much for joining us, please. Thank you so much. This is Dandy Humaros, and it's telling you that it could be anything. It might not necessarily be a pool, swimming pool. It could be anything. It can be.
Let me take you through some story that were told when we were children. They say the particular man that he doesn't enter vehicle because he's afraid of accident.
Eventually, that play because he crashed.
Crash. But eventually, how did this man died? He was on his farm. While he was farming, a car that was going, the tire now pulled away, and when tire pulled from the car, it with a heavy speed, when it was the same tire that now hit him while he was on his farm, and he died. So just like Daniel Humaros said, it could be anything, but the bottom line is that as a parent, as a father, as a mother, you should watch over your children. If you can afford it, you afford a nanny, and the nanny should be able to provide that care.
We have Okay Bakasi now. Okay Bakasi, good morning, sir. I'm very much fine. Sorry to cut you because we are on live on Aspheric TV. So you're a celebrity. And earlier this morning we had a sad news from one of your colleagues, who's also Davido, which have already been briefed. I've heard about the story and all of that. But our concern, you as a celebrity, and you usually spend time outside home with our family, with our wife, and all of that. How do you usually feel when you're not in touch with, when you're not seeing them?
If we are first of all, at least you should have called to put me on notice that you're going to put me on the list. Before you put me directly, because you don't know, where I am.
Oh, okay, sorry, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay, sir.
Let me also add that I think any father, any parent, once you are not at home, of course, all your attention and thoughts and heart generally is with your family and whether you're walking or whatever it is you're doing, wherever you are, uppermost on the list of things that you're worried or concerned about is your family, because they are thousands to check out every day and hustle. So their welfare and your well-being is usually uppermost in your heart.
Oh, okay. That's what's really what I want to find out now. What's really your advice in terms of when you have domestic staff and you issue them instruction, and some of them they defy the instruction you give to them even when they're not around?
No, you see, the thing with the domestic staff is not the instructions you give when you're not around. It's how you have set up their role in your house. So if you have people who work for you, who understand the basic etiquette of the job that they are doing. Sometimes you don't even have to give any fresh instructions when they are leaving. They ought to know what their individual roles will be in your absence. Everybody knows their responsibility. If you have a security man, in your absence, you should know what his role is as the security man of that house.
Yes.
You don't have to tell him afresh what to do when you are away. His role is his role 24 hours a day.
Yes.
When it comes to the security of your house. If that your last minute instruction doesn't count, they know their work and it's expected that they do it. And they do it professionally. If you have a nanny, your nanny knows their role that they need to play at every time.
Yes.
So whether you give your instruction or you don't give instruction, they do. There are also consequences.
Yes.
Alright?
Yes.
So, I think it all boils down to the last instruction that you gave. It boils down to people understanding the role that they play in any establishment, be it home, be it domestic. People understanding their job and doing their job efficiently. And I'm sure if there are going to be gaps and loopholes, even you as the employer, you know, if you have your eye to the ground, you know your staff that will not deliver, even when you are away, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and if you give them a task or you forgive them, you also know why you are forgiving them.
Yes.
Because if you have ever hired domestic staff, you know that sometimes you all are not perfect.
Yes.
Sometimes they are not, so you know that they are inefficient. But maybe you leave them because you also know that they are honest. So, life is a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't know, we are still, for me, my heart is with the Adelekes of this loss.
Exactly.
I feel sadly for them. May God grant them the fortitude to be at this loss. I don't think this is a time for blame or no matter how much blame people pass around now, we will not bring back the dead. So for me, and my heart is with the mother, the child, the father. The little soul rest in peace. It is fun time.
Yeah.
Blaming anybody will not fix the situation. People have been found, call people in whatever negligence. Should be made to face the full, weight of their negligence. It's pure and simple.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. You hear what he said?
Yeah.
What's your...
Well, he has said it all. It's all about defining the role of every domestic staff. If Davido should have like 8 grown-up adults within the house, I doubt if out of this adult, if there's a specific person that is assigned to say, look, this child is under your care, probably that person now slept up. How would we even sleep before a young child of 3 years old will sleep? You understand? Your duty is to protect and make sure that this boy is okay. Your duty to ensure that if he's hungry, you feed him. You don't even wait until he start crying.
We have some people on our comment section. We have Annie Goodwill. Annie Goodwill just said, my heartful condolences to Davido and Choima. That is Annie Goodwill. They also have Mary Okonkwo. Mary Okonkwo, you just said, my condolences to the couple. May God Almighty give them the courage to bear the loss. But it is still unbelievable to me, such a handsome son. That is coming from Mary Okonkwo. We also have Florence Adisemi. I find it difficult to believe my condolences to David. Maybe Martin says, so sorry about that. I wish God bless them more day. We also have Comedy Palace said, no CCTV, let's see how it goes. No CCTV, let's see how it happens. There are more comment coming up. We just want to hear your views. Those of us joining us or those of us watching us, just want to get opinions. We've heard from Dandy Umeros. We also have heard from Okay Bakassi, the opinion. We're still getting it from some more celebrities to join us on this program to also help us to understand more about what happened to Davido. We also extend our condolences as aspheric to the Adeleke families because they are celebrated. They are Nigerians. They are Nigerians globally because whenever his song hit everywhere, people want to see that. We have another person who commented now, Dibo. Oh, my heart is broken. Oh, my heart is broken. Our heart is actually broken. Our heart is broken because Nigerians is mourning because Adeleke songs, family, Davido songs is one of the best songs globally, not just Nigeria, not just Africa, globally. Adeleke, the band, and all of that.
Whiskey,
Burna Boy, and all of that. So these are people that are giving Nigerians name all over. But don't wish this kind of thing to happen to them because if they are devastated, I don't think they will be focused.
Yeah.
What is their stake about that?
Well, it's a really sad one. It's just like we said before, it's not something that any father will wish to experience. No mother would like to pray to say, look, I want to bury my son or my daughter. No. Every prayer of every father or every mother is, let my child grow up and bury me, not me burying my child. You know, that devastation is massive. We only wish and pray for them so that God would pull them through this grieving moment. Well, it's a sad one. Just like we were about saying that, look, if you have a domestic staff, you must be able to spell out the work of every person. Not that you are expecting someone who is a chef to look after a child. No.
Do not forget that they say that there are over more than 8 staff.
Yes, you know,
more than 8 staff. I know each of the 8 staff have their duties.
Dr. Israel, no, at times
are you not saying that we have Mr. A? So if there's no, Mr. A's responsibility is you remove this cup. So if this cup is on the dining set and Mr. A is not available, nobody will remove it until Mr. A returns.
No, you see, this boy is a very fine boy. He's a very cute boy. And in such a situation, you now discover that probably maybe you have 2 nannies that are dedicated to him to say, okay, you as nannies, this boy is under your care. You now discover that the boy will now walk to say, okay, it's a big house, but you discover that this boy will now walk from one room to another room to say, okay, I'm with the chef or he's with another staff. Whereas this nanny does not assume as is under the care of a particular.
We have some comment coming up. We have some comment. We have Godwin Akele. I never still believe that it's here that we need good health care in Nigeria. I never still believe that why we need good health care in Nigeria. I will have Cynthia said, my deepest condolences to the Adeleke's family from Liberia. Thank you so much because we love you from Liberia. All the way from Liberia, we're sending condolences to our brother Adeleke family. Continue, please.
So you then discover that maybe a child will be in one particular room A or room B. You discover that the other person that is supposed to look after the child, you now assume as if Ifeanyi is under the care of the chef. Whereas it's not there, and I believe that is exactly what happened. In such a big house, you can't expect to get 100% bureaucracy whereby this particular child is under this care, is under the care of Anne, and strictly is under the care of Anne.
No, when you have an aunt, that is responsibility to take care of the child, Nani.
No, you see, I don't know whether one or
Are you expecting chef? Are you expecting
the young man can walk
and a PA to go and take care of the child?
See, the young man can walk from under the nanny and go to the room that the chef is. You understand? So in such a situation, what is expected is that the nanny should stay right there in the room where the chef is and look after the child until the child play or do whatever thing he's doing and then take him back to his room. But there's a situation like this whereby you say that we heard that this child died in the pool. They only remove his corpse from there to the hospital. It means
so
that
so sad.
Under 1 hour.
So sad.
1 hour or more than 1 hour.
Yeah,
more than 1 hour, they didn't see this child and nobody cared to look for him or for him. It's a big negligence.
We have someone else online. We have Sample now. Sample, just hold on, please. So we have Sample. Sample is an IT development and also lives in Abuja as Port Harcourt as well. Sample, we are also discussing about the incident that happened earlier this morning with Davido. You are live on Aspheric TV, and we'll have a conversation on Davido issues that happened earlier this morning. And we are concerned that you should also, air your view. Do you really think that some say that nannies, everybody should be penalized because we have about over 8 staffs in the building before that happened? But if I continue with my questions, what is your general message to domestic staff and parents, especially the celebrity?
Okay, good day, listener. Happy New Month. It's quite pathetic this actually happened to Davido and that of Adeleke family. I sympathize with entirely. Over the years, a lot of domestic staff have been so poor in delivering their duties. It's happened when their bosses are actually not around. They tend to, be boss on their own and be, lackadaisious about their duties. But it's quite pathetic to turn out this way. And I also, appeal to parents who have swimming pool in their houses. Let them cover it up when they're not around, or when they are around, they should cover it up. Because oftentimes it actually happened. Last time it happened to the branch, and it just happened again to Davido. Who else? So let's just create some precautions method and ensure that this thing never repeats itself. Let's have our swimming pool all covered. Thank you.
All right. So I know. Somebody also said that before that thing that need for us for them to cover it, parents should cover their swimming pool, especially a house like that. Why didn't you cover the swimming pool?
Nowhere you have anywhere you have a swimming pool.
Yeah.
There must be proper precautionary measures. In fact, in some hotels, you will see that it's been well spelled out and a notice is being put. So they look at it. Don't stay a kind of guideline that so don't step beyond this limit. Don't go beyond this limit. Without this, you can't go to the swimming pool. And once it's covered, and don't go about it. A man of status of Davido should be able to provide that. I don't think. In fact, when the police reveal what transpired, we should be able to know to have that informed decision about what transpired.
Okay, all right. Before you leave, one more question I want to ask you now. You are very close to celebrities. I know that very well, and that's why we decided to call you to also speak with you. Most celebrities spend so much time outside their home, and these are celebrities with family, with kids, and all of that. And generally, these issues have been occurring, and this is just because it's public, because it's a celebrity that it happened to. There are millions of thousands of people that this are happening to. Negligence of nanny employees. People have lost their family, their loved one, and their children, and have never announced on TV or never announced on radio, and nobody heard about it. And that could be a general message from you. So, what could be your general message to everyone entirely, based on what happened to Davido?
Okay, my view is actually that entertainers often have one schedule or the other, because that's what pays bills. You can't just stay in your house and expect manners to fall from heaven. It doesn't work that way. You get? So I think more measures need to be taken. And at the same time, I think CCTV cameras where you can actually monitor whatever is going on any part of the world you are at your home, because over time a lot of persons have been actually nonchalant in this nation, but I will actually appeal to everyone or every celebrity or everyone entirely to look inward, create some measure, that is, get a CCTV camera and get a good doors and all of that, just like Davido. I'm so sorry I'm so sorry that this actually happens to Davido. It could be anybody. Now, if you look to that dimension, there should be a foul play, because in
exactly.
the house, he has a security door.
Of course.
And he has about 9 domestic staff. Where were they? I'm sure Davido has a CCTV camera. So how can a boy, a child of 3 years old, open and have a security door?
Exactly.
And went outside.
Exactly.
So the 9 domestic staff, what were they doing? Because their bosses were not around to say that, okay, they were attending to their bosses, and because of that, they weren't paying attention to the child. What about the nanny, the direct nanny? What is the person's duty? So it's quite like additions to the domestic staff. I won't claim because it's what pays their bills. They have to go out. They have to appear for some engagement and all that. That's what pays bills. So, but the part of the domestic staff, I think there's something fishy. It's not clear. It's not crystal clear at all to me, if you ask me.
All right, thank you so much, Tampa, for joining us in this conversation. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
He said something. He said there's in every a house like Davido's house. Let me quote him. He said a house like Davido's house, there must be CCTV. There must be a heavy security door. How would a child of 3 years old
walk out from the house?
A security door.
And probably the pool will not be at the front of the house.
Must be behind the house. Whatever is behind. Open a security door and find him as himself close to the pool. Then jump inside the pool. So listen up. When you drown, there must be noise.
Yeah.
You must struggle to survive.
That is why we decided to say let's just hold on at least for the next 48 hours.
What do you have to say about that is statement?
Well, already we suspect a foul play, because if there are 8 or 9 persons in the house, adults in the house, why would a 3-year-old child walk away from the main house down to the pool? What is he doing at the wee hour of the day outside alone? So there is foul play somewhere why the police decided to move in and pick everyone that was in the house. Now, it's not left to the police now to unravel what transpired. But eventually, we'll see that somebody must pay for his or her negligence that lead to this boy's life.
So before you continue, some people just read their comment. We'll have some comment sections. Please, when you're commenting, we want to know where you're commenting from. Want to know where you're sending your message from. So we also pass information to our Nigerians. Because Nigerians are watching, and people all over the world also are watching us at the same time. We have Joe said, so sad, may his soul rest in peace. We have Louis said, God have mercy in our life. Love you, Davido. Godwill Akele said, I think there should be some protection in the swimming pool. Many people have said that some protection in the swimming pool. And Godwill Adeleke also said, I am in France. You're coming from, thank you so much. You're joining from all the way from France. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. He's joined all the way from France. Thank you so much. So most people say that there should be some protection in the pool. Most of the pools have some protection. Why a house like the Davido should have some protection?
You see, the fact is that there is no. We are not trying to rule out that Davido doesn't have all these measures. There must be these measures. And the other aspect that people will now talk about to say the father is not at home, just like the IT guy said from Port Harcourt. You don't expect the father and the mother to stay at home perpetually 24 hours. If they stay at home, how do they pay their bills? That is exactly what happened. That is why they employ people to take care of these children, their children, or this particular child. Identity, when the police now decide to go ahead with the investigation, we now know exactly what transpired, whether the foul play was coming from outside or it was just a purely negligence of the domestic staff that led to this boy's death. Just like this guy said, the house has the main entrance to the house. How did this young man walk away from the main house to outside without anybody noticing? And that is what we are asking the question at the moment.
All right, so in case you're joining us for the first time, do not forget to follow us on our social media handle. On Aspheric, on our social media handle, we have on Aspheric displayed on the front of our YouTube channel there. Our YouTube channel and name is Aspheric TV. When you're subscribing on our YouTube, please do not forget to click on the notification button. Then you also follow us on our social media handle. Our social media handle, we have official at Aspheric News. That's on Facebook. We have Aspheric News on Instagram and Aspheric News also on our Twitter page. Please kindly follow us on our Twitter page. Also share this content and share the videos. Share these videos to someone for us to have. We need to send condolences to our brother. We want to support. At this point, we must stand for our brother Davido. We must stand by him. Yes. We must support him. We must give him moral support. Nigeria should show him more love because indeed he's a great man in Nigeria. And at the same time, he has contributed so much to the country.
Yes.
He has bring out the image of our country and give globally all over the world.
Yeah.
These guys are making wave all over the world. Yeah. But let me ask you one question. Somebody said that they should penalize the
domestic staff.
All the domestic staff.
Yeah,
that is legally to be done. But that would not
bring back
Ifeanyi.
No. The fact is that when that is where we are getting it wrong. No, if nobody pay for his crime, there will be no deterrent. The essence of law is not about the person that will serve the punishment. It's about the deterrent. If a particular person is paid for his or her negligence or for his crime, you discover that whoever is becoming another nanny or whatever domestic staff, he will sit up and act accordingly to what the specification of his or her job. That is why when the law is meted out to a particular case, that is the essence of it. It's not about somebody being punished and just go away with like that. It's about the deterrent.
Okay, so let's cut it this way. So now that this had happened, we have some people comment. Okay, Michael Chigozie say hello. Okay, Michael Chigozie said, I am from Portnovo. Ifeanyi is live or not because a lot stories. I didn't get that. Maybe try to make a point.
He didn't get the story very well. So that is
comment very well. Well, thank you so much. Ifeanyi from Portnovo. Thank you for my boy. Can you please drop when you drop your please our viewers should drop your comment on the comment section. When you drop your message, please let me know where you are sending the messages from. We would like to know where you are sending the messages from, where you're from. So just tell us where you're coming from and also make your sentence clear so we'll be able to read it out. Please, thank you so much. Continue, sir, please.
So the essence of law is not about application of that law for its sake. It's about punishing the offender and as well set an example that will serve as a deterrent to others. So when you are employing a domestic staff has its own right, so also you the employer, you have what you are spelling out to say, look, this is your duty. Like in this Ifeanyi case now, you discover that probably 2 nannies are dedicated to serving Ifeanyi. At the end of the day, you now have Ifeanyi, a child of 3 years, walking out from their perimeter to outside, and nobody care within 10 minutes. 20 minutes, even let's just assume that, look, at times someone who is not under your care, but because of the age of that child, you as an adult, if you are passing, you say, Dr. Israel, you will stop. I said, whose child is this? This child, this is what he's doing, it's not right. I believe that most times we must have done that, but you have a situation like this, that a child, people are being paid to watch over this child, and this child will walk away from the house to outside. No, somebody should be punished for this.
Sunday Priska said from Gambia, please, is the boy alive or not? The story is too much.
Sunday Priska, the fact is that this young man died, and the report we are getting is that he was drawn in his father's pool within the house. That is the situation now. So we are still expecting the more detailed report from the police and from the Adeleke family. So may his soul rest in peace.
So do you think now everybody's mourning? Please send your condolences message to our brother. Now everybody's currently mourning and people are being worried and people are being disorganization and all of that. Don't you think it will affect also the music industry? Because we have to get at himself. It's a painful thing to lose a 3-year-old child.
Yeah. Well, let's
Very, you know the pain.
Yeah.
You know, it's very painful to use a 3-year-old child. He had put effort. I saw some videos where him and the boy was playing in a room and all of that. That's so much love. That was so much love. He's super excited about. Oh, I have a son. You know, very proud of his son.
Well, we have what is called individual differences on how everyone pull through grieving period and trauma, how everyone managed trauma. We're expecting Davido to, it's not going to be too easy for him and Choima, being head of the house, being the father, he should be able to like console and condole Choima so that she can pull out of it. Let's look at it from the angle of affecting his music career. Well, certainly if he has we don't know his itinerary of how his schedule are before this sad development, but certainly it will affect him.
Okay, somebody will just join us now. Nico, good morning.
Good morning.
So, sorry, we tried to reach you earlier, but now you're calling because we want to talk to you because you are a legal practitioner, you're a lawyer by profession.
Okay.
Yeah, so the issue is that this early hour this morning we have a news from the Adeleke family over the loss of their son, and most people were so concerned about the domestic staff, how they should be punished, and the question is, okay, let me just ask you, as a legal practitioner, what is the extent of the punishment that these people will have, like they need to give them?
They need to be interrogated first. You cannot just dish out punishment. Interrogation needs to go on. But it's just from the news so far, no evidence yet. So except we get CCTV clips, but from the news so far, it's just negligence from the staff, from the domestic staff. It's just their negligence because they gave you a child to keep watch, and then what happened to the child? Nobody can explain. Nobody can see anything that happened. But aside that, we're also trying to get evidence from CCTV and all. So.
Okay, so we're waiting for the CCTV because you're speaking as a legal practitioner. You need an evidence. You need an evidence to.
Yes, you need an evidence before you can. Yes, arresting them is not out of point. You can arrest them. That's fine. That's okay. Then they can be interrogated, but then you still need evidence to back up your claim.
So let me just ask you this question as a mother and also a professional. Now, what to an extent will parents leave their kids, especially kids, to nanny and housekeepers? Because this is just because it's Davido that this people are just hearing, because there are a whole lot of have happened and nobody have had it on the news.
That cannot be overemphasized. As a parent, you actually cannot be everywhere and anywhere at the same time. So for you to have kept your child with your domestic staff, that means you interested them because you believe that's something they can do.
Yeah.
So as a parent, I actually drop my kids off school. I can't be there with them at every time. So I trust the teachers, you know. So, I mean, a lot went down that we cannot say. Just like I said, evidence and fact is what we usually use to back up claims.
Yeah.
From their own past, negligence was no. It's a no.
It's a no. Okay.
I cannot imagine you having a 3-year-old child, and then like the next 2-3 minutes you didn't see the child, and then you didn't go looking. Okay, where's the child? You get. And then eventually when you said, what actions did you really take? Did you start calling or immediately you brought the child down to the clinic? So all those things, but they've been arrested, so interrogations will definitely take its course. Then we get CCTV clips, and then from there they take you up. It's so sad.
So someone said earlier, one of the contributors said earlier that, okay, so in Davido's house, that he believed that there should be a security door. That is one. And okay, he believed that the entrance to or exit to the where the pool is might be either behind the house or by the side. And I said to the point that the guy have to come down from upstairs, go to the open a security door, and a 3-year-old child, then go outside.
Gives reasons for concern.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people are saying. Yes.
For concern.
Yes.
But now you cannot just conclude we need facts. Just like some of my colleagues are actually still saying, yes, who actually opened the door for the child?
Exactly.
Only 3 years. My daughter is 4 years, and yet she cannot open the door effectively. You know, so there's a lot of questions in people's mind that right now cannot be answered at the same time, you know? And then I don't blame the parents, because you will not say because you have a child, you will not go with your normal activities. You cannot carry the child everywhere.
Yeah.
You get.
Yes.
So it's just so sad that this whole thing happened the way it did. And this is like the second incident we're having with a child drowning. Same with the Banji's son, I think some years ago.
Exactly, it happened to the Banji, yes.
That's the same thing that happened. Now, a child of 3 years opening a door, and definitely we know it's not going to be a normal door, then it gives more reason to question. But then you cannot just say, okay, because of that, that's not a fact. And I'm sure there's CCTV in the house. So
yes, that should.
We could get some, there should be. So they've not released any clips. So if we're able to lay our hands on any clips, then we can actually say for sure this is what happened. Or did the domestic staff actually leave the door open down, that the child was able to access the outside without, you know? I know.
So the people, some people have an opinion that why would this happen now? They have announced the date of their marriage. They were to get married next year.
You can't say what should happen when.
Oh, okay. Yes.
These are actually tragedies that these are unforeseen circumstances that nobody plans for.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And if they knew that this was going to happen, they wouldn't have made that journey, because they were not around. They wouldn't have gone out.
Yeah.
You know? They wouldn't have gone out. If only they knew. But you can't know everything. Because we're just humans. We're just humans, you know? So it's pretty sad. It's really sad.
Thank you so much.
Not because it's Davido, but it's sad on a parent to lose a child. I don't think any parent deserves to lose a child. I don't think. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Annie Nicole is a legal practitioner, and we all had her view on David's
son's
death, Ifeanyi's son's death. So before we proceed, we have some comment. I have Mona said, my heart sincere condolences to Davido and Choima. Choima should be heartbroken, from Cameroon, all the way from Cameroon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have Bia. This is really sad. This is really hard. Lydia said, it's hard to believe. I don't know why I can believe this news. Even us here, we don't know why we can believe this news, because even when I heard the news earlier one day, I rejected it. I didn't want to believe it.
No.
I wake up and I was so upset. I didn't want to believe until keep coming.
Yeah.
Keep coming. We have more comment on the comment section. We have Mavis. We have Mavic said he's not dead. Thank you.
He's still not. He's not believing. He doesn't believe it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's small love. We have Karena 69. So saddened. So that's fine. Sam said, so sad. Supervisor, where was the child minder? Guys, people should not take up jobs they don't end able to do. Please, sending my full support for the entire family from Munich, Germany. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Then we have Cynthia. Cynthia said, may he so rest in peace. Why I love this family on social media. I do love Davido on social media, especially when he announces the marriage. If there was so much love. This is sudden. It is saddened. May God consult the family, especially his mother from Liberia. Thank you so much. We are having a massive support for Nigerians because what happened to Davido is what happened to all Nigerians. You know, it's not just Davido alone.
No,
the general. So it's just for all Nigerians, and we all sad. At the moment we are all sad. Nobody's happy. Nobody want to hear this. No family want to see this happen to him or her. We have Marvin's again. Marvin Sheriff said Davido confirmed that his son not dead. Good news. That is a good news. If that happened, then that's a good news.
That's good news.
That's a good news. But let's keep praying, because we've been praying for the son. We've been praying for him to be alive. But that's everything work out well. What's your view, sir?
Well, just like the barrister has said, more evidences have to come out first. But while waiting for the evidence to come out, let's see how, just like we have said, the aspect of the negligence on the part of the nanny, the domestic staff, and not only domestic staff alone, at times being an elder or an adult whereby you are working, when you see a child, you could say, look, this child is not doing well. Look for so that is the part of the role of an adult playing in to a child. So a situation like this whereby you have nannies, you have security men. Okay, let's forget about the security. Security is outside parameter. But those people within the house, I believe that probably Choima must have her own relation right there in the house, who is not a nanny, who is not just one of the residents in the house. What happened? The police should be able to unravel what happened and give us the clue of what happened. And at the end of the day, we are calling on the police to, like, if there is foul play anywhere, that person that is culpable or that lead to whose action or inaction led to this young man's death should be penalized.
Right. Let's read us some of the people that have sent their condolences to Davido. We have some of the people that have sent the condolences to Davido is the campaign spokesperson to All Progressive Congress, Kayamo. Yes, send his comforting words to Davido's family. Yeah, people keep sending their condolences to them. We also have Rabbi Kwankwaso also have sent his condolences to Davido family. Yes, my heart and prayer goes to Davido Adeleke Davido Chioma in the very training time. May God guide and keep you through the tragic period. It's so sad. This is from Rabbi Pampa. So we have Atiku. Atiku also reacted to the death of Ifeanyi. We have more condolences going. I mean, pouring out. I mean, to the family. You know. So, but my major worry. Even though police have arrested the domestic staff, because police grieved them. Like if you talk about Punch newspaper said police grieved Davido domestic workers over son's death.
Yeah.
You know, then if you look at then the nation also saying that police interrogating Davido domestic aid over son's death. So it's all over, and people are wondering, like, so arresting them is not a problem, but Davido family, I'm sure they'll get justice.
Yeah.
But Ifeanyi,
well, you see, Doctor, the essence of law is not about. You see, the justice will not return back Ifeanyi's life. But at the end of the day, you now discover that, look, whoever has a hand or is culpable or negligence or whatever that lead to his death will be able to pay for his or role that he played. But at the end of the day, you now discover that whoever is going to take up employment as a nanny or as anything, or as an adult living in the house or with a child, you should be able to sit up. You understand? You will not understand the full weight of the law, that law will catch up with you if you do this or do that. Even if the child is yours, you don't have that right to take the life of that child. That is according to the law. Even in your own life, you don't have that right to take your own life. In a situation whereby you attempt suicide and you survive, the state has the right to prosecute you.
All right. So let's also talk about if you looked at the current situation in the country.
Yeah.
But somebody said, okay, according to the lawyer that we just spoke with now, the legal practitioner I just discussed with now, he said that it should be a footage of CCTV camera before the law enforcement will take. But you know, drilling these people, like the domestic staff. I mean, some of them will like to deny that they are not involved. Even if you see there's a CCTV camera, because even now CCTV camera is on digital, so most people go with their phone, like, can control your CCTV.
IP CCTV.
Yes, you can just see watch your
remotely watch it from anywhere.
What happens. So I think also parents should also learn to use that technology.
But the fact is that even as a parent, you have all this technology in your home to like monitor or safeguard your family. It's not every minute that you will be checking on it. You understand? So because as a parent, you must go out to pursue your daily bread, because it's that daily bread that is keeping your family going. It's that daily bread that provide for the welfare of your good welfare of your family. It's that daily bread that ensure that your family is okay. So as a father, once you are outside there, because you have your phone which is attached, which your CCTV is connected to your phone, and you can watch remotely from wherever you are, it's not like every minute you must put on your CCTV, your phone, and you continue to view what is happening at your home. It's not possible. As a father, I believe that Davido has done what is his best.
Do not forget that there are some parents that are so negligent. Like there's a parent that spends so much, that spends businessmen. These are entertainers, but there are parents that spend so much time from crash, they don't see their children.
Well, in that I don't think that is the scenario in this case. For instance, if you have somebody that is living in Lagos, Axis, take for instance like bank workers. You could see that some bank workers could wake up from their home 4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, they are already in the traffic.
So before you continue, we have some comment on the comments or in our comment section. So we have Marvin said Davido confirmed that his son is not dead. We thank God for that. Fatima said, so sad for Davido and Chioma. Why not? Why now? What happened to the son? What happened to the son? Is a question that everybody's asking. What happened to the son? So for you, the Nigerian law enforcement have arrested all the domestic staff. So we'll soon find out what exactly happened and why there was negligence in that point where this incident happened. We have Binta LOY said, this is really sad. This is purely an act of negligence. I trust you. That is it. That is what happened. I felt for the family. May God sees them through. That's exactly what everybody said. Then we'll have okay, they'll continue from there. Please continue.
So you don't expect every father to say, okay, because a father provide all the gadgets, all the CCTV in the house, to every minute he should be monitoring what is happening at his home. And then you throw up the question of said, okay, some fathers, they'll go out, some parents or the mother, father, all they are working class, and then they must go outside to hustle for their daily bread. In such a situation, that is why they make provision for nannies. That is why they make provision for cook. That is why they make provision for security at home. You understand? And that is why we are not seeing that Nigerians are talking about negligence. And from the perspective of a lawyer, that lawyer now said, look, the CCTV should be able to provide more details of what happened, and the more interrogation, and the more they interrogate these domestic staff and whoever is at home, surely the police will be able to unravel what transpired, and the Nigerians will come to tell the reality of what happened. But we are calling on the Nigerian police to conduct that thorough interrogation to make sure that whoever is found culpable, or whoever is found wanting, or whoever has a hand or inaction caused to this, lead to this death, should be able to prosecute that person, so that to serve as a deterrent to some others too. And then on the part of Davido, issue.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on this program. We'll come back again live again on this session. Thank you so much for joining us, and for those of you, send your comment on the comment section, and also comment and drop your comments and some of our condolences. We'll send our condolences to the family of Adeleke. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now. Thank you so much.